What's up everybody, Superworks fan here, and if I seem a little farther away in this video, it's because I'm driving this Honda Ridgeline that Honda sent me to review here, and so that's what I'm driving currently. But the reason I'm making this video is because my buddy Hawkeye STI guy tagged me in a tag video of the top 3 pet peeves while driving, and you can go watch his video to see his pet peeves, which were all very relevant and pretty funny. But my pet peeves are obviously a little bit different, but before I get into them, I want to tag the next 2 people that I want to see their pet peeves. And so those 2 people are one, Nick Murray. I always enjoy his videos, and he's just gonna be picking up his new 911 soon. I'm very curious to hear what some of his pet peeves might be. And and I also want to tag Brian's Mobile 1 because you know, he is one of the most legit dudes that I know. He's been a first responder to many accidents and things like that, so I feel like his insight and experience, you know, and what his pet peeves might be, could be very valuable and interesting. So if you don't mind, guys, I'd love to see your top 3 pet peeves as well while driving. So for my pet peeves, the first one is a fairly common one that I'm sure most enthusiasts have, and that is the people that just cruise in the left lane on the highway. It's just something that there is absolutely no excuse for whatsoever, and it's kind of crazy how many people do it, especially considering that a lot of states it's actually illegal to cruise in the left lane. I think Ohio is one of them, and I think there's a few others, and I hope that all 50 states eventually pass that to make it, you know, illegal. That the left lane is for passing. It's always been for passing. That's why, you know, the Germans are good with following rules, and so, you know, they can have nice things like the Autobahn that we can't have here in America because you know, we just can't handle you following rules and, you know, wrapping our heads around proper driving, unfortunately, as a whole. Of course, us enthusiasts are you know, usually a little sharper than the average driver, but you know, that's just the reality of it and where we live. But it'd be awesome to have stuff like the Autobahn, where in the Autobahn, you know, whenever you're driving, I personally have never driven on the Autobahn. I've driven on the Autostrada, which is very similar. You know, you cannot be in that left lane unless you are flying or you're quickly passing someone. You hurry up and get over, and that's it. You know, there isn't any dilly-dallying or, you know, goofing off in the left lane. It's you get your pass done and you get out of the way, because there's people that are doing 120, 140 like it's nothing, and so you definitely can't, you know, be slacking, and you got to be on your top of your game. So I think that obviously with the invention of self-driving cars here in the next few years, hopefully all these Teslas and stuff, whenever they're in autopilot, will just cruise in the right lane, and the left lane kind of will be eventually what it should be, of, you know, just for passing and, you know, for those that are on their toes, not, you know, texting and eating and doing makeup or whatever. So yes, that is my first pet peeve, is people that hang out in the left lane on the highway. My second pet peeve is people who take forever to turn off of a road. And so, you know, usually it's like on busy, you know, roads where there's lots of businesses and things like that, and so people are turning off, you know, to go to McDonald's or whatever. And so, you know, a lot of times it's not a always thing, because there's a lot of times where there's a packed parking lot and you don't want to just, you know, go Tokyo drifting into a parking lot at, you know, 50 miles an hour. You have to slow down a lot to turn into a lot of places. So I'm not saying, you know, for people to be flying into parking lots and stuff, but there's been just a lot of times where, you know, you're in stop and go kind of stuff on a busy road that has all kinds of businesses, and it's just people slow down so much for no reason. Like it could be a completely empty parking lot, nothing around, and I swear they're either transporting like a 3-foot tall wedding cake in the back, or, you know, like a fully filled fish tank or something. There has to be some good reason why these people almost come to a complete stop and then start turning off. Like, people just come to a grinding halt and then slowly turn in, like they're terrified to enter whatever parking lot they're turning into. And it's just, again, something that, again, you don't have to be flying into a parking lot, but it just would help the flow of traffic if people got off the road a little quicker and, you know, weren't taking their good old time, you know, trying to turn off the road. So that's my second pet peeve. My third and final pet peeve is people that direct traffic. And what I mean by that is, you know, for example, now there's times where you need to have some communication with other drivers. For example, if, you know, 2 people come up to a stop sign at the same time, you know, you can say, oh, you go ahead, because otherwise you just sit there and you don't know who's gonna go. But there's other times where, like, you know, for example, you're at a intersection that has, you know, green lights and red lights, and so you're sitting there and the light turns green and the people have the right of way, but someone waves you on like, oh, go ahead. And that's like, I mean, I know that they're trying to be nice, and I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be dangerous, because if you're interfering with the natural flow of traffic and stuff like that, it can backfire. And I've had multiple times where someone's, you know, like, it's been their turn to go, and I'm like waiting, like, why aren't they going? They're like waving me on, and then there's someone else who's, you know, either going the same direction or from another direction that doesn't see the communication between the two of us. And if I would have gone because that guy told me to go, then I would have pulled out and gotten slammed into by somebody else. And so it's just a lot of unknowns. Unless you're on a deserted road, it's you and that person only, and the two of you are the only ones you got to worry about, then, you know, I can see that making sense if you want to be nice to someone or whatever. And again, this isn't a big deal. You know, it's mostly just in heavily congested areas where there's lots of variables, lots of factors going on. That one person can't possibly accurately direct traffic and be like, okay, you go ahead. Like, just do what everyone expects you to do. If you have the right of way, go. If, you know, it's not your turn, don't go. Like, just following the simple rules of the road and, you know, sticking to what you're supposed to be doing, I think, again, helps the flow of traffic, because everyone knows what to expect. They know what's going on. And, you know, once you start complicating things by saying, oh no, wait, you can go out of turn, or, you know, trying to accommodate people and all that kind of stuff, it gets a lot more stressful and, you know, confusing for everyone else around you who doesn't see what's going on. And so yeah, that's something that, and I've actually seen it lead to accidents where people have been like, go ahead and go, and the person goes, and then they end up, you know, hitting someone or something because the other people are clueless about this communication. And so yes, that is the third thing. And it's honestly, there's a lot of times where people are trying to be nice to me, and I don't want to be mean, but I'm just like, no, please go, like, because otherwise, like, because then it's like, okay, I'll go, and they're like, oh wait, now you want me to go, and then, you know, everyone's doing this little stop start thing for, you know, 30 seconds until you finally get through the intersection. So just, again, unnecessary confusion, complications, that, again, and I've actually talked to police officers that say don't direct traffic. They're like, just do what you're supposed to do. And so cops actually get annoyed whenever people try and, you know, say, oh no, you go ahead and go. They don't like that. So I don't think I'm wrong for saying that that's, you know, a pet peeve. So yes, but that is my third and final pet peeve. Let me know what your pet peeves are in the comments below and what you think of mine. And of course, I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing Nick Murray and Brian's Mobile One, you know, their videos about their top 3 pet peeves. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.